Good evening everyone, welcome back to the kitchen table. Tonight on the kitchen table I'm going to be doing one of my little series on gadgets and new technology that might be indirectly or directly related to flying a quad. And tonight it's kind of a marriage between the two. That's something that's directly related but that can also be used for other things. Before we go any further, this evening's beverage of choice, well, I'm in a sort of a sweet-toothed mood, which is unusual for me, so it's a little nip of disorientation. So cheers. Liquid marzipan. Right, so tonight is something that I've kind of came across, which is in the field of FPV, or first person view. Now a lot of people like me, especially if you wear prescription glasses, I tend to use a monitor, either an app or on a phone or a tablet when I'm flying the Vision, or a standalone monitor when I'm flying the P2. And I use it for framing shots. I don't fly first person view as if I'm, in the aircraft. I've flown full-scale aircraft in previous life, and that's kind of out of my system. That's fine. But I know that lots of people find it a big problem with using a monitor or using the Vision app in bright daylight, and they find it difficult to see because of glare. And then if they're going to use a fully immersive goggle, which is difficult when you're talking about an app, but that's a whole separate ballgame. Even if they're using a monitor system using FPV goggles, you lose kind of orientation of where your aircraft is, and in some places it's not permitted without a spotter and other regulations, and so on and so forth. So I came across something from a company called Epson, which kind of I hadn't heard of for a while, and last time I heard of Epson was many years ago when I had one of their dot matrix printers. Anyone remember dot matrix printers? Yes, you're as old as I am then, or a bit older. And it's called the Epson Moverio BT200 glasses. And at first sight when I saw these, I thought, oh, it's just another sort of, put the goggles over your eyes, watch the video on telly, or or whatever, and they'd be fully sort of blacked out. But no, these use what they call a see-through technology. In other words, you can look through the glasses and see things in the room or in the outside world, but also at the same time have a screen effectively floating in your field of view. Now, they're actively sort of touting a version of these glasses at people who own Phantom Visions, Phantom Vision Plus, and FC40s, because what they have with them is they have built in an Android. They've got an Android system built in, running Android 4.04, I believe. So what this means is that you can run the DJI Vision or the FC40 app on the hardware of these glasses. What that further means is that you can go outside, you can add the tinted sunshade to the front of your Moverio glasses, and whilst still being able to see around you and see your Vision flying way over there in the sky, you will have what looks like a 100-inch TV screen floating in front of you, showing exactly what the Vision app shows you now. Now, I think that is a really clever system. And of course, these weren't invented to use on the Vision, but some clever person in Epson's marketing has gone, oh, I've seen these, and we've got a Bluetooth-enabled glasses system here. What I quite like about it is you could buy it to run with your Vision or your Vision Plus or your FC40 and use that outside. They have different, you can drop in some very dark kind of lenses, if you like, to block out the light from the rest of the world, so you can see the screen more clearly, but you can always see through, and you see where you are and people around you and your aircraft. But of course, you go home of an evening having flown, and you want to watch a movie on Netflix. Load up the Netflix app onto the Moverio's Android system, and it will then stream it through it onto the screen that's floating in front of you. Now, I haven't used these. Sadly, no one sent me a pair to review. They cost $700 or so. In the UK, I've seen them going for north of £560 with VAT, but I suspect given the strong pound weak dollar at the moment, you might be better off getting them from the States, but obviously watch out for import and VAT and things like that, so look into that first. However, if you're already in the US or you're interested, I've put a link down there which goes through to a site which is selling them now. Obviously you've been watching the video up here that's been running through this just to give you an idea. They look really interesting. I've seen some people who've reviewed them and have had positive things to say about the clarity of the projected image. And they also, I know, come with an insert that you can take to your optician, optometrist, ophthalmologist, whatever you want to call them, and have prescription lenses made to fit, so that you can actually use them as an everyday kind of glasses as well, because that would be a problem for me. I'm short-sighted, I put these on, I can see the screen, but I will just see a blur in the distance. So if you get some prescription lenses made to fit the frames, then you could use them as a standard set of glasses or sunglasses as well. Have a look, see what you think. As I say, link down there to them for more information. I just thought that was a very interesting and kind of clever piece of marketing side use, but I can see that being a good thing. Buy it to use with your vision, but also you can use it to watch movies, whereas you buy an immersive set of FPV goggles that run on 5.8 and there's not a lot else you can do with them for your £300 that you've spent. So they cost twice as much as your standard FPV goggles, but they do two different things. Anyway, thanks very much indeed, and we'll see you back soon on the kitchen table. Good night.